Hello, welcome back to episode 4 of our deep dive into strengths, weaknesses, and growth strategies for the sanguine temperament. If you have been following this series, you already know that we are unpacking 15 key areas that define the sanguine personality, its vibrance, its vulnerabilities, and how to strike a healthy balance. In today's episode, we will be looking at some areas where the sanguine often faces real challenges like staying focused, following through on tasks, or managing emotions. These are the parts that don't always show behind the fun and outgoing personality, the sanguine. But by understanding them better, we can find ways to grow stronger both as sanguines and in our relationship with them. So let's get started with the strength of the sanguine personality. Now I'll be discussing the 15 key areas of strength of the sanguine personalities. The first point here is outgoing and sociable. Sanguines are people-oriented and they naturally thrive in environments where they can interact, engage, and connect with others. They enjoy being the center of attention, but not in a boastful way. They genuinely love people and want to connect. For example, imagine a community event where many people don't know each other. A sanguine person can walk in and immediately start chatting with friend groups, introducing people to each other and creating a lively, friendly atmosphere. By the end of the event, sanguines have made friends with clearly everyone. Second point, they are energetic and enthusiastic in nature. Sanguines have a natural energy and excitement that makes them seem full of life. They often inject motivation and liveliness into situations, inspiring others with their upbeat attitude. Their enthusiasm makes even ordinary tasks exciting. When a sanguine is being asked to help make a plan for a particular training or workshop, the sanguine jumps in with creative teams, interactive games, and fun decorations. Their passion is so infectious that even co-workers who were reluctant become eager to join the planning committee. So the sanguines are very energetic and enthusiastic in nature. Optimism. Sanguines tend to look at the bright side of things. They see setbacks as temporary and believe that things will work out for them. This outlook helps keep themselves and others emotionally strong during challenges. For example, if a group project in school doesn't go as planned and deadlines is missed, the sanguine doesn't just get discouraged. Instead, they encourage the team by saying, "It's okay. We learned something. Let's regroup and do even better next time." The fourth characteristics of the sanguines is that they are good communicators. Sanguines express their thoughts and emotions clearly and often use body language, tone, and storytelling effectively. Sanguines have a way of engaging with others in conversations that feel natural and warm. In a team meeting, a sanguine can explain a very complex idea using a funny story or simple metaphor that everyone understands. Their communication style helps bring clarity and engagement to the team. The fifth point is friendliness and being warmth. Sanguines are known for their genuine friendliness. The word genuine in quotes. They make others feel accepted and appreciated, and then they tend to give compliments. They smile often and approach others with warmth. For example, if a new employee joins the company where a sanguine works, while others are still getting used to the new employee, the sanguine invites them for lunch, introduces them to others, and makes sure they feel welcome. In fact, the new person feels like part of the team already because of the nature of sanguine's friendliness and warmth. Number 6, they are creative and imaginative in nature. Sanguines often think in colorful and non-traditional ways, whether it's problem solving, planning an event, or telling a story. They bring a sense of fun and originality. For instance, while working on a school assignment, the sanguine may suggest making a video instead of writing a report. They always want to do things in a different way, which is very, very amazing. They help write a script, act out parts, and make the project engaging and memorable for both the teachers and the classmates. Number seven, they are spontaneous and adventurous in nature. Sanguines enjoy trying new things and don't mind changing plans at the very last minute. They are comfortable with uncertainty and enjoy life surprises. For example, during a weekend outing, the original plan falls through. While others are disappointed, the sanguine quickly suggests an alternative plan like going hiking or visiting a nearby attraction, and the group ends up having a great time. They are very, very spontaneous and adventurous in nature. Number eight, humorous and fun loving. They enjoy making people laugh and bring joy to others. For this particular nature, I call them joy giver or soul lifter. Their humor is usually light-hearted and inclusive, making them popular in group settings. During a long, tiring class or meeting, the sanguine makes a funny comment such that it lifts everyone's mood. People look forward to being around them because they make things more enjoyable. Their absence is easily noticed because people enjoy being around them. The ninth point, persuasive. Sanguines use their charm, energy, and communication skills to influence others. They are not manipulative in nature, even though people do misjudge this characteristic of theirs of being persuasive. They simply know how to present ideas in appealing ways. Let me give you this analogy. Have you been to a place where things are sold, whether a product, a gadget, or any other item, and you are opportune to meet a sanguine to describe such product or item for you? A sanguine will describe this product or item in such a way that you won't be able to think twice before buying it, because sanguines will give you the exact information you need about such product. I hope you are following. Now, number nine, they are good at teamwork. Sanguines thrive in group settings. They contribute energy, harmony, and encouragement, often acting as a social glue in teams. In a family project like cleaning the house, sanguines turn it into a game, they play music, and assign fun tasks to everyone. Instead of feeling like a chore, it becomes a shared, enjoyable activity due to the presence of the sanguine at that particular time. Number 11, they are problem solvers. Sanguines don't let setbacks discourage them for long. Instead, they look for possible solutions and believe something better can come out of the difficulty. For example, when a birthday party gets cancelled due to bad weather, the sanguine quickly gathers the group indoors and rearranges the room and then turns it into a movie or game night with homemade snacks. Number 12, they are empathetic and caring. Despite their bubbly nature, that is their lively nature, sanguines are emotionally aware and quick to respond to others' feelings. They are sensitive to emotional undercurrents and want people around them to feel happy and supported. When a friend of a sanguine receives a bad news, the sanguines doesn't just offer a surface level comfort. They sit with them, they listen carefully, and say heartfelt words of encouragement, sometimes even cheering them up with humor or shared memories. Number 13, they are natural leaders. Their confidence, energy, and interpersonal skills naturally position them as leaders. They often inspire people by example and use positivity to guide others. During a community work service, the group might be unsure where to start the work, but when the sanguine steps in, he or she gives energetic overview of the plan and assign tasks while keeping their spirits high. Everyone feels ready to work and follow the lead of the sanguine. Number 14, they are adaptable to social situation. Sanguines can relate to different types of people and they feel comfortable in both formal and casual settings. They adjust easily to new environments, that is, they are flexible in nature. For instance, at a wedding where they only know one person, a sanguine can still end up chatting with guests from all backgrounds, fitting in as if they've known them for years. The last characteristic of the area of strength of the sanguines, though there are other characteristics, but I'll be stopping here. Sanguines are expressive and emotionally open. Sanguines wear their hearts on their sleeves, meaning that they openly show their emotions, especially love or affection, rather than hiding how they feel, which helps them build deep and trusting relationships. To better understand this, let me give this analogy. After a friend helps a sanguine through a rough time, the sanguine openly says, I don't know what I would have done without you. You really mean a lot to me. This sincerity helps deepen their connection. So these are the 15 common area of strength of the sanguines. There are other characteristics about them, but I'm limiting it to just 15 common areas. You can discover others during the course of the video. Do you see yourself in any of these characteristics? You are definitely a sanguine. So let's quickly discuss the 15 common areas of weaknesses of the sanguines. Now, my mentor will say something that one of the greatest deceits in life is self-deceit. When you know what your weaknesses are, fight against it and then you become better. So let's go. Number one, they are easily distracted. Sanguines are easily distracted. They can lose focus quickly and then they get bored or excited by new things. This is usually noticed among the sanguine kids. Sanguine kids can get started with their homework and all of a sudden they switch to watching cartoons and playing games. This is not their fault, but they want something that doesn't require much focus or attention because their attention lifespan is very short. That's why they are easily distracted. Number two, they are impulsive in nature. Being impulsive is actually two-sided. It can be to a positive side and it can be also negative. Sanguines often act without thinking about the consequences of their action. It's like buying something expensive without prior planning, which is far way beyond their budget. Number three, they are overly talkative. Sanguines dominate conversations and interrupt others while talking, and this particular act makes others feel inferior. School teachers do have issues with sanguine students because they talk so much in class that the teacher has to ask them to keep quiet during class sections because they distract other kids and prevent them from learning. Number four, they are very forgetful in nature. Sanguines tend to live in the moment, so they may not remember plans or they can become impatient in remembering dates or important dates. For example, they can promise to meet a friend but they totally forget because they didn't write it down. Number five, they are disorganized in nature. Sanguine's creative, fast-paced mind can lead to physical or mental cluster. When you enter the room of a sanguine, it is always messed up and disorganized, and they often lose their phone at least once in a day. Number six, they seek attention. Sanguines are attention seekers. They enjoy being liked and admired by people, so they often crave being in the spotlight. For instance, they constantly crack jokes in class or try to get everyone's attention, even during serious moments. So people can become sick and tired of them because they are always seeking attention and they also love to be seen. Number seven, they are overly emotional. Someone feels emotions strongly, whether being sad, being joyous, or being excited. For instance, they may cry or get frustrated if someone doesn't reply their message on time, even if it's not a big deal. Number eight, they avoid conflict. Sanguines hate tension and want everyone to be happy, so they avoid difficult conversations. For instance, instead of telling a friend that something really hurts them, they stay quiet, which causes bigger misunderstanding later. Number nine, lack of follow through. Sanguines often get excited to start something new. They can join a particular club today due to the fact that the club is winning, and at a particular point, the club starts losing, they opt out. Or they can sign up in a gym today, and in 2 weeks, they are already bored of going to the gym. Or let me just say they lack discipline. Tenth characteristic is that they are easily bored. Routine tasks or slow activities quickly lose the attention of the sanguines. During a class section or a learning time, sanguines might become mindless and zone out. Number 11, they overcommit. Sanguines always want to help or want to be liked by others, so they say yes too often, even when it is not even convenient for them. They can agree to help three friends at once and then end up being stressed or being exhausted and then letting down one of their friends. Number 12, they are sensitive to criticism. Sanguines care what others think about them, so negative feedback can really hurt them. They don't like it when people find fault in what they say or in what they do. For example, a teacher can correct small mistake and the sanguine student feels embarrassed or upset, all in the name of being corrected. Number 13, sanguines talk before thinking. Their words come out faster than their thoughts, which can hurt or annoy people. For example, they can make a sarcastic comment that offends someone and then they feel bad afterward. It's like body shaming someone. Number 14, they struggle with routine. Repetitive tasks feel boring to the sanguines, so they may procrastinate or avoid them. For instance, they put off cleaning their room or study because it feels too dull. The last characteristic here is that they are overly optimistic. They believe everything will go well, sometimes ignoring real challenges. Sanguines can wait until the very last minute to do a big project because they are sure it will be easy and then they panic when it's not. So now let's discuss the solutions to the areas of weaknesses of the sanguines. Now it's a good thing to know what your area of strengths and weaknesses are, and it's another thing for you to understand the possible solutions to those weaknesses. Now when you know the solutions to those weaknesses, it will help you to become watchful. So now let's go. If you are easily distracted, what do you do as a sanguine? There is this technique called Pomodoro technique. The technique is you work for 25 minutes and then you rest for 5 minutes. This technique helps the sanguines to focus and help them to observe regular breaks to refresh. Or better still, you can make use of timers or alarms to focus for a very short period of time, like 25 minutes, and then take break interval. Sanguines have a very short attention span and are easily pulled in by new stimuli. So this Pomodoro technique will help you on staying focused and achieving whatsoever you plan to do at that particular time. So number 2, if you are impulsive in nature, what do you do? Take a brief pause to create space between the urge and the action, giving the brain time to think logically rather than reacting emotionally. This method will help you avoid regrets from rushed decisions. In the case of shopping, ask yourself if you really need that particular thing. There is a big difference between want and need. If you don't need it, then you don't need to buy it. Number 3, if you are overly talkative, practice active listening. Focus on what other people say and then pause before speaking. Learn the good traits of the phlegmatics who gather their thoughts before sharing anything they have to share. Yes, normally sanguines love to talk and this makes them to dominate conversations. But when you learn active listening, it makes others people feel valued and then you allow more balance and respectful communication. Number 4, if you are forgetful in nature, what do you do? Sanguines do have a very busy and spontaneous nature, so they often forget important details. So what do? Make use of digital or physical reminders to compensate for memory gaps and ensure reliability. Or you make use of calendars on your phones, or you write some important things in your notes to keep track of important tasks and dates. Being disorganized in nature. Number 5, spend at least 5 minutes daily tidying up your space or organizing important things. This gives the sanguines a simple routine that doesn't feel overwhelming or boring because small daily habits prevent clutter from building up. So if you are disorganized in nature, take 5 minutes of your time to clean up your room and make necessary changes. As discussed earlier, that sanguines are attention seekers. So what do if you are an attention seeker? Sanguines do enjoy being in the spotlight. They are usually called attention seekers. So this is the solution to being an attention seeker. Notice when to speak. Let others to shine. That is, you give room for others to share their thoughts and idea, and you practice humility. Learning to share attention, it strengthens friendships and shows maturity and also care for others. So practice humility if you are an attention seeker and give others room to shine. Overly emotional. Before reacting strongly to feelings, take deep breaths and quietly leave the scene. This will help you reduce your emotional outburst, and it gives the sanguine a chance to regain control and choose how to respond rather than react instinctively. Number 8, avoid conflict. Sanguines often avoid conflict to stay liked. Not expressing your feelings is not a requirement to be liked. So learn to express your feelings calmly and clearly instead of avoiding problems. Learn to speak honestly. It prevents resentment and misunderstandings, leading to healthier relationships. Number 9, lack of follow through. Big goals can feel overwhelming or boring for the sanguines. So try to break your goals down into steps. Set small achievable goals and celebrate completing each step. Many rewards can keep the motivation of the sanguines high and build the habit of finishing what they've started. Easily bored. Monotony drains sanguines a lot. Doing something over and over again bore them. Solutions to this is to break down whatever task it is into smaller parts and then mix different interesting activities to keep you going. Alternating work with fun keep the energy of the sanguines and focus level up during longer projects. Number 11, overcommit. Sanguines love saying yes to fun and helping out. This is because they are kind-hearted and impulsive in nature, but they don't realize that overcommitting leads to stress and burnout. So learn to say no as a sanguine politely and prioritize what's important to you. Prioritizing lets the sanguine enjoy their choices more deeply. Number 12, sensitive to criticism. Criticism means finding fault. So feedback can feel personal to the sanguines. One thing the sanguine should always remember is that criticism is about the action, not you. So use it to improve. Reframing criticism as a tool for growth builds resilience and confidence without being defensive. Number 13, talk before thinking. Before speaking, as a sanguine, learn to ask yourself if your words are kind, helpful, and thoughtful. Because quick words can hurt or embarrass others. So when you reflect on whatever you want to say, it teaches you thoughtful communication, balancing honesty with kindness. Second to the last point, struggle with routine. Routine feel dull to sanguines. Adding music, games, or small treats make repetition feel exciting to the sanguines, and it also helps them stick with it. Always remember as a sanguine to embrace discipline. Discipline keeps you going better than small treats. The last point here is overly optimistic. Optimism is good and great, but unrealistic thinking can cause setbacks. Planning for obstacles gives sanguines a safety net without dampening their hopeful spirit. Always make a plan B and consider possible challenges ahead of time. And that brings us to the end of episode 4. As you've seen today, even the most outgoing and cheerful sanguines do have areas where they struggle. But the good news is, with self-awareness and a few intentional steps, growth is always possible. If you are a sanguine, remember, your energy and warmth are gifts. But learning to manage your weak spot will help you shine even brighter. And if you live or work with a sanguine, hopefully this will give you more understanding and patience for their unique traits. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so you don't miss the coming episodes where we will continue exploring more traits and practical solutions. Feel free to drop a comment if something stood out to you today. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.